It's time for the most epic Dream Team video yet. We've made Western Dream Teams, personal Dream Teams, Korean Dream Teams to take down the Shock. But we've never made a Dream Team quite like this. We're about to elevate the game to a whole new level. Screw who's at the top of their respective positions. Screw stats. It's time to embrace the memes. In a very special April Fool's Edition video, we are going to be making an Overwatch League meme team. But what's the catch? What are the rules here? Well, screw the rules this time. Memes don't have rules. It's a no-holds-barred free-for-all. Why limit ourselves here? That would only take away some of the potential memes. The only rule I have in place is that each player must have been a part of the Overwatch League. It doesn't matter what year they played, so long as they were there, they're eligible. They don't even have to be in the league still. Anybody's fair game. I'm gonna make a starting lineup with like one backup as well, just so we do hit that league minimum roster requirement of 7 players. So let's do this. Let's have some fun. Let's use the wildest imagination possible here to assemble the ultimate God Squad. And what better way to start than with a solid foundation at tank? We need some real rocks at these positions, some serious studs if you will. Starting at main tank will be none other than the god himself, Taimu. This is the guy the team needs if we want to even stand a chance on a night-to-night basis. I mean, have you seen that guy's Winston? Absolutely insane. Watch as he dominates the enemies with relative ease. His skills on Winston would even make Miro in his prime jealous. I mean, seriously, such masterful gameplay being put on display. No wonder the Fuel benched Coco for him in Season 1. Taimu puts his Winston to shame. Miro did not teach the world how to play Winston. Nah. That was Taimu. I'm not sure if I've ever felt so inspired while watching pro gameplay before. Watch this guy for even a second and you're going to start feeling the wrinkles forming in your brain immediately. And he has a Roadhog on hand, which is okay, I guess. I mean, I guess it was pretty good back in Apex, but it doesn't really compare to his Winston, let's be honest. Oh, and fun fact, before picking up Taimu, I originally wanted Roshan on the roster. As the most unstoppable main tank in Overwatch League history, he would have been a fantastic addition to my ranks, but unfortunately, he declined my contract offer of $10 million. He told me that just wasn't enough money. Not only that, but he would feel bad for the competition if he was a member of such a deadly god squad. It's a shame he came to this decision, but it's understandable, I get it. What sucks about this is that one main tank is simply not going to be enough now that he has declined my invitation, so I decided to call in some backup for my 7th man. Backing up Taimu at a moment's notice is none other than Ben Best. He offers the exact type of firepower we're looking for. I mean, have you seen how handsome this guy is? I'm surprised he pursued a career in esports when he probably could have been a pro as a French model. But anyway, this is the guy we need. His amazing face and perfect jawline will provide the exact distraction we need to catch the opponents off guard. They won't be able to concentrate on the game when this guy is radiating with Chad energy. I mean, it's impossible. As he stares into the eyes of his opposition, they will lose the will to fight. They'll feel discouraged knowing that this is practically impossible. There's no way they could defeat such a Chad. What's the point of even trying when the outcome has already been decided? If all else fails, we can always sabotage the enemy monitors by hacking pictures of Ben Best onto them. Either way, free wins are guaranteed. If we're going to meet the league minimum roster requirement, we might as well do it with style. But with every great main tank must come a reliable partner in crime, and there's really only one possible option here. We gotta go with the GOAT, Zephyr. There is no player in the history of Overwatch who is better here. This team will literally never lose a scrim. It is simply impossible when you have the scrim god. This team will be overflowing with confidence thanks to the results in scrims. If they lose, it's not Zephyr's fault, that's for sure. Zephyr's going to carry them so hard that even Void will be jealous. Never in my life have I seen such incredible game sense and awareness. Have you seen the way he wanders off on D.Va during a pivotal fight? It's legendary, and don't even be sleeping on his Zarya. Back in Season 2, he used to play it when Florida would run Somber Goats, and it was legendary. Him and Ben Best will be the most Chad duo in League history when they're in Rush meta. How are you gonna stop that? But you know what makes Zephyr especially dangerous? His ability to flex onto DPS. Did you see that time where he rolled Jake in a Pharah 1v1? And what about the Bastion swap on Gibraltar, aka the most iconic play in League history? Zephyr is too clutch. He is all-knowing and all-powerful. He is going to be this team's captain and superstar. He shall be the rock this team depends on time and time again. Okay, but who's going to keep these guys alive? Who shall be the most reliable people to keep my amazing tanks nice and healthy? Well, we gotta start it off with a solid main support, and you guys should already know who I'm gonna say here. It's gotta be the current coach of the Florida Mayhem, Kuki. To help your tanks, sometimes you gotta think like a tank. That's what makes Kuki such a fantastic member of this team. As a former main tank with 2 months of main support experience, he clearly has what it takes. Remember when Coach Moon said Custa was too smart for the rest of the Valiant? That was a lie. He was deceiving the public. He only said all of that because he did not want to hurt Custa's feelings. Kuki is actually a god gamer. That guy's Lucio is 10 out of 10. I've never seen him play Mercy, Brig, or Bat before, but who the heck cares? I trust him 100%. I am a believer. Any believers are in the comments section? I know I'm not the only one. There's no way. But you know what? He doesn't even need to play anything else besides Lucio. Kuki, Lucio only, is more than enough. But wait, it gets even better because Kuki is not actually the best player on the support line. That goes to none other than Raucus. You think it matters that he's pro at Valorant right now? Nah, man, he's still going to roll with us. He won't even need to practice. He can play Valorant and only come in for the real games, and he'll be totally fine. My man might have the deadliest Zenyatta in the game. Name a player who is better at going off to random places by himself and being in the absolute worst position possible. Absolute 5-head IQ. But Zen only tells half the story because this guy really grabs your attention on the Ana. He's kind of a hard carry on her. He averaged one of the highest healing rates of Season 3 on that character. He knows what it's like to pump all your resources into go-to tank players like Muma and Cool Matt. He has the experience and knowledge needed to synergize with Mega Chad tank players. The enemy's going to have no choice but to cower in fear as he builds a nano every single fight and continues to give it to a fully charged Zephyr Zarya. That's a GG, my friends. There's also, well, another feature that makes Raucus appealing. I think you all know what I'm talking about. It's gotta be his personality. He's got a lot of personality. It's pretty massive if I do say so myself. He'll surely make for a great leader that both his teammates and opponents look up to in more ways than one, if you know what I mean. Raucus is a staple. He's gonna kill it. But now comes the good part, the DPS, the backbone of this team which will back up Zephyr when he doesn't feel like trying. If we're going to get some playmakers that Zephyr trusts, we gotta dig deep. Some true explosiveness is needed, and I know the perfect guy for the job. The first DPS on the meme team is none other than Jake. But we are talking about normal Jake. He's got a very special role on this roster. He shall be playing Junkrat only. When in the game, every other character will be locked. But it's not like it matters to him because this is exactly what he's always wanted. The Jake Rat is the only option. Who needs a deadly sniper when you have Jake Rat spam? It's totally unnecessary. What's the enemy going to do when Jake has Riptire? It's basically a guaranteed 6k every time, even if some of the enemies are still in spawn. Even the mightiest of foes have to respect the Jake Rat. Even some of the best teams of Season 1 have acknowledged how dangerous he is. Ever notice how the Outlaws never were quite the same after Stage 1 of the inaugural season? That's no coincidence. The amount of Junkrat the Outlaws played heavily decreased as time went on, and so did their number of wins as a result. With the exception of Stage 3 in 2019, the Outlaws have settled for nothing but mediocrity due to the poor decision they made. My team is not going to make the same mistake. We recognize that a major key to success lies within Jake's Junkrat. I refuse to let his talents go to waste. We're going to utilize him right. And finally, to wrap up this amazing roster, we have none other than the legend himself, Chipsa. I mean, how could I trust any other DPS in the game? This is the only guy in the world that Zephyr considers to be his equal. He's even seen as a threat to the Scrim God, so we have to recruit him. We can't let somebody else snatch him up because that would be the biggest threat to our championship aspirations. Trust me when I say that it was not easy to get him out of full-time streaming. It took a crazy pitch to convince him to sign with us. First off, we had to pay a stupid amount of money. This number is so high that I legally cannot disclose it to the public. Let's just say that Zephyr had to take one for the team with a pay cut just to make this happen. I'll leave it at that. Use your imagination, but it's worth it at the end of the day because now the biggest threat is joining our ranks, so the championship is basically a cakewalk. The money is not the only thing that we needed to convince Chipsa though. The deal breaker was when I told him we would be an anti-Widow team. Not only would this team never play her, but we would also focus every single resource we had on her in order to make sure the enemy Widow would never have a good time and be absolutely broken. And when I say every single resource, I mean it. I'm talking every cooldown in the game. If we have Grav, we solo Grav the Widow. If we have Blade, you betcha, we're gonna solo Blade the Widow. Riptire, you guessed it, we're targeting the Widowmaker. Those two things were just enough to pick his interest, so now we have the other superstar in place. Oh, and if you were wondering what Chips is going to play, the answer is mostly Doomfist, but he is allowed to play other things when he feels like it. But the thing that you have to keep in mind is that his contract does have a Doomfist clause. This clause states that he must play at least 20 hours of Doomfist by the end of the year to earn a bonus incentive. So while he can show off his perfect hero pool, he can't get too greedy or he can say goodbye to a sweet bonus paycheck. And I think we're going to leave it at that. That is my Overwatch League Dream Meme Team. As you can see, we have superstars from top to bottom. There are literally zero weaknesses. It is absolute perfection. The San Francisco Shock know their time as champions is almost up. But in all seriousness, as we head back into reality, I do hope you enjoyed today's meme video. I've always wanted to post some sort of April Fool's joke video, some sort of meme, whatever it is. It seemed like a lot of fun. It's a good way to take a break from the normally serious content that I produce around here. Well, I guess that's in the eye of the beholder, because I'm sure some people around here think that literally anything I do is a meme, but you get the point. Oh, and I apologize for all of you who found this to be really cringy and you didn't really like my sarcasm at all. Sorry about that. I guess that kind of plays into the whole April Fool's joke a little bit. Haha, you thought I was going to do something funny? Psych, I'm not funny at all. I'm terrible at this type of stuff. But also, just as another heads up, this was all memes. I was kidding around. None of this was meant to be taken seriously. So yeah. But I mean, duh, it's April Fool's. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. If you enjoyed this change of pace, consider dropping a like. It would be super appreciated. And feel free to join me down in the comment section with a meme team of your own. You can really get as creative as you want here. It's all in good fun after all. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your support. And until next time, this is ATP, signing out. Peace.